So it's 4.3 continued. We're still talking about point slope form. Okay. So we talk about point slope story problems. So slope intercept form and point slope form are exactly the same story problems. They are exactly the same story problems. All right, so when we were doing slope-intercept form, if we were not given the y-intercept, we were given a random point, we just put that point in for x and y, and we solve for b. Here, instead, we can just put that random point in for x1, y1 in our point slope form. Okay, so they're exactly the same problems. All right, however, if a story problem says y as a function of x, that means your final equation must be in slope-intercept form. Each year I try to decide one way or the other if I want to teach you point slope, because point slope is not really necessary. It's just not, it's not that necessary. It's an easy form to write if you're just given a random point. If you don't care what, if you're looking at a problem and you really don't care, you just need to use an equation, you don't care what form it's in, point slope is easy. All right, but if you're looking to identify what the initial cost of something is, or, you know, if you want an easier equation to actually use, slope-intercept is the one. So slope-intercept is the most common type of linear equation when we have independent and dependent variables. So when we talk about our variable information, for both of these, we have an independent, dependent info relationship. Those are the types of problems you will always use either slope-intercept or point slope. Slope-intercept being the most common. And remember, your independent information is always your x, your dependent information is always your y. So if you see a story problem, I'm giving you two story problems today. If in the story problem it said, you know, total cost of membership as a function of the number of months, you can start with either one of the equations. Today I want you starting with point slope, but then you have to turn it into slope-intercept. Okay? So let me show you a problem. Be careful on this one. This is like the one where that first 25 articles, remember that one we did yesterday? This is one that's similar to it, so pay attention to your information. So when you do this problem, I want you writing the equation in point slope form first, but if you notice, it says, write an equation that gives a total cost of stickers as a function of the number in thousands of stickers. So in the end, your equation that you are going to be using when you are done to find the cost of 9,000 stickers, you're going to be using a slope-intercept equation. So start with point slope, turn it into slope-intercept. Are you guys cool with what you're doing? Okay. Let me see if I can blow this up one more time. Okay, there you go. Talk this one through if you need to. Pay attention to what your X information stands for and your Y information stands for. Once you've written all this down, I have one thing I want to help you with. Just give me 1 second. So as you're writing this down, it's total cost of stickers as a function of the number of stickers in thousands. So if I have 1,000 stickers, that means my X is a 1. If I have 2,000 stickers, that means my X is a 2, not a 2,000, because it's the number of, if you look, it says total cost is a function of the number of stickers in thousands. All right, so your X is going to be the number of stickers in thousands. So 1 means 1,000, 2 means 2,000. Do you guys understand? Okay. Joseph, what was your question? I already gave you the directions of what I wanted you to do. So ask someone sitting by you, because I already gave these directions. Who knows what I said? What did I tell you I wanted, what type of equation did I tell you I wanted you to write first? And then what equation do you have to change it into? Rita? That's what I want you doing for these, so you get in that, so you understand how to do that. I mean, if you were on the high school placement test, I would go directly into slope-intercept form from here. I just would, because it's faster, but I want you to be able to do both. Okay. This is example 4 on page 244. I know some of you like writing that down. Yep. Yes. L. Yes. No. I think this one can be confusing because of that 225 for the first 1,000 stickers. But let me give you a tip. That is a point. $225 for 1,000 stickers, that is a point. So use that as a data point if that's helpful to you.
So we can change the 1,000 to a 1, right?
That's what you're supposed to do. So you guys, you should be changing that 1,000 to a 1, not a 1,000. So you may not use your equation until it's in slope-intercept form. I just said to you, you're ending in a slope-intercept equation. You guys, here's the thing. If you see in here, write an equation that gives total cost as a function of the number of stickers. When you're done with your equation, before you can use it, when you're done with your equation, it needs to be in slope-intercept form. So you're going to start, as I already said, writing it in point-slope form. You're going to change it into slope-intercept form, and then you're going to use it. So I should see, once you bring your point-slope form, I should see you doing the math, aka the distributive property to start with, to turn it into slope-intercept form. Then you're using it for the cost of 9,000 stickers. You're using your slope-intercept form. Turn point slope into slope-intercept form. Turn point slope into slope-intercept. Solve for y. And I've given you a tip that you need to do the distributive property first. Yep. So don't write point slope and then turn around and just rewrite slope-intercept to find the b. You have what you need to turn this point slope into slope-intercept. Yes, you do. So I hope somewhere you defined your x and your y. Y is your total cost, x is your number of stickers in thousands. My slope is going to be the $80 for one set of 1,000 stickers. So M is equal to 80. That $225 for the first 1,000 stickers, that is a coordinate point. So that's 1,225. So my point slope, y minus y1 is equal to m times the quantity of x minus x1. Somebody write my point slope equation for me. Ashley? Yes. Now, there's our point slope form. Now we need to change it in slope-intercept form. So I need to do the distributive property. So I have y plus a negative 225. I like to do that. If you didn't want to, you didn't have to. Is equal to 80x minus or plus negative 80. So I'm going to add 225 to both sides. So 225 minus 80, 145. Y equals 180, or I'm sorry, y is equal to 80 plus 145, 80x plus 145. There is your slope-intercept form. There is your equation. And now we can find the total cost of now 9,000 stickers. What am I going to do to find the cost of 9,000 stickers? Maya? Yep. So 80 times 9 plus 145. So that's 720, right? And if I add those together, that's going to give me a 5, 6, 8, $865. Yes. No, okay, so at the very beginning of all of this, I said to you guys, I want you practicing in this section, writing them in point slope form. So I wrote my equation in point slope form. And then I just used my point slope form to turn it into slope-intercept. do you understand this?
Yeah.
This is my slope, right? If I want to solve this equation for y, don't I need to do the distributive property here? Right? So I have to do the distributive property first to get rid of that multiplication on the right-hand side, and then I can go ahead and add my two constants together. Does that make sense? Maya? Why, what was different? No, it's not plus 225. 225 is not your y-intercept because it's a coordinate point. It's the cost for 1,000. Your first 1,000 stickers is 225. So that's 1 comma 225. If you wanted to, and I just said you don't need to do point slope right away, you can go right into slope intercept form, you could do 225 is equal to m times 1, or 80 times 1 plus b, and you could solve for b. But I'm trying to give you practice using point slope form and then change it into slope intercept form. Okay. Are you guys cool with this? Yes? Okay. So I have another one I want to give you. So they were nice in the last one to give you slope. Again, I want you starting with point slope form. Then, if it says something as a function of something, you're turning it into slope intercept. So do this problem, please. This is from the same page. I feel like working at a ranch would be kind of fun. So you need that table of values, so that should be going into your notes and in your work. What's the first thing it's asking for us to do? What's the first thing it's asking for us to do? Natalie? All right, so how do I accomplish that? How do I answer that question? Giselle? Exactly. So you should be beating up that table to figure out if you have the same slopes between consecutive points.
Teachers and students, please pardon the interruption. We have Henry Hamill to do our afternoon prayer.
In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Put your pencil,
God,
please.
thank you for our family, our lives, our food, and my love in your Son. Please help us in this Advent season to prepare for your Son's coming. God, please help us to serve you, love you, and praise you. Amen. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen. St. Hugo, pray for us.
Great job, Henry. I'd like to congratulate William
going.
Barbara and Phoebe Barker as they each were the 5th and the 6th grade winners of the Daughters of the American Revolution essay contest. as it was titled The Voyage of the Mayflower. They were each the local winners, so congratulations to both William and to Phoebe. William in the 6th grade and William in the 5th grade and Phoebe in our 6th grade. So congratulations to both of you on winning that regional contest. I would like to wish two students a happy birthday today. Happy birthday today to Danny O'Hare. Happy birthday also to Sophia Judici. Sophia's in the 1st grade and Danny's in the 6th. I hope you both have a happy birthday today. A correction from the Mass announcements today. It will be Elizabeth Torek will be playing the role of Mary at the Children's Mass. So congratulations to Elizabeth Torek, not Caroline. And those are your announcements for this Wednesday. Have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday today. Thank you.
So what did you guys find in your slope? What did you guys find, Ryan? 50. What does that mean? 50 what? So just think about what your Y information is, think about what your X information is. Do you know? Excellent. That means $50 per person. Ryan, what point did you use to write your point slope equation? All right, so go ahead and write my equation, Ryan. Excellent. All right, so tell me what you did from here. Excellent. Okay. Plus a positive 50? Right? Right? Thank you. I'm making sure I didn't do something wrong. So what do you suppose, this is anybody, Ryan's off the hot seat. We know that that slope means $50 a day. What do you suppose that other $50 stands for? And don't say the y-intercept. What do you suppose this $50 means? And this is a guess. This is like an educated guess as to what you think that $50 might stand for. Maggie? That's what y-intercept means. So I do agree for if there are no people there, it costs $50. I do agree with that. However, if this was a gym membership, that would be like your initial fee. Your membership fee is $50, right? So taking it from that standpoint, and X is, yeah, your number of people. Okay, what would that 50 stand for? I do agree when 0 people are going, it's $50. But what do you think that $50 might stand for in this situation? If you're going on vacation or you're going to a ranch, what that might stand for? Yeah. Yeah, that might be a registration fee. What else could it possibly be? You're not saying something like, of course that's what it is. It's like, what do you think it could be? Right? So what else could this be? Think about when you go away on vacation, or if you go rent if you ever do an Airbnb, right? There might be a fee that you have to pay. For what? What else could this possibly be? Al? Meaning what? Well, that would be per night. If you, let's say this is your ranch. What do you think, other than a registration fee, what do you think there also might be a fee for that's a flat fee that you might charge? There's no right or wrong answer here. Seamus, what do you think? Maybe a utility fee? Utility cost, and that's like a flat fee. What else could it possibly be? Molly? It could be a flat fee for meals. How about cleaning? That could be like a cleaning fee, right? That across the board a cleaning fee. How many of you guys have ever gone to Chicago driving, your parents have driven a car, and you have to pay for parking? There might be just a flat rate parking fee. All right, this could be a parking fee. I'm just coming up with what that charge could possibly be, so this makes sense to you why there is a y-intercept. Does that make sense to you guys? All right, so any kind of those fees. All right, so tonight on these story problems, I want you focusing on writing them as point slope. If the directions say write whatever as a function of whatever, you're then turning those into slope intercept form. Are you guys cool? Okay, you guys can go.